Have you ever been mellow? Have you ever really tried? Well, it looks like thanks to Earth Heart products, my best buddy Haiku is totally mellow today. You know, sometimes those of you that know my little buddy, he can be a spaz, but aromatherapy can be an amazing thing. And what I want to talk to you about today are Earth Heart products in particular. Stay tuned throughout the broadcast today, because at the end I'm going to give you a special code number, and if you go to earthheartinc.com between now and April 22nd, my great friend Vicki Ray Thorne is going to give you a discount. So let's talk aromatherapy. It was literally love at first smell for my friend Vicki Ray Thorne when she went to a seminar, gosh, almost 28 years ago, about essential oils. She had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia after an injury that had occurred years before, and she started being inspired from this workshop to make bath salts and massage oils to help with the pain and the stress that she was feeling. So added to that, the pain, she had a child at home, she was pregnant, so everything she was using, she wanted to make sure it was really, really safe. So she started playing around with, you know, things. She took a lot of classes, learned a lot, experimented on her family and friends, whether they were willing or not, to try out the different products. And lo and behold, in 1996, Vicki started Earth Heart Inc., and she continued to practice and tried out some more of her products on people. She made the bath salts and the massage oils, products for the skin and body, even baby care. And obviously all of this had to be safe for young children. Well, lo and behold, 1999 rolled around just before the millennium, and she was contacted by someone running a boarding facility, wondering if there was something she could blend that would keep the dogs in their care calm. Well, not only did she just come up with something, but it actually worked from day one. What she created was what is now known as Canine Calm. I never know which way to turn. There we go, Canine Calm. And she made it in a diffusing, she made it so that it was delivered via diffuser. What diffusing actually does is dilutes in the air. And we're going to talk about all these different things as I get through it all today. So let me cover up Haiku while he's doing things we don't really want to see on camera. There he is again, but he is still calm, as you can see, because we tried out the Canine Calm today. And it worked so well in this kennel situation that the pet parents actually wondered if there was something they could take home with them to keep their pets calm. Because, you know, in a boarding situation, sometimes dogs are upset, they have separation anxiety, they can actually be angry for being left. They have all kinds of problems, but some of those things also translate when we have our pets back at home and have to leave them for a short time, or just because some of them are a bit more spastic than others. So what Vicki came up with was the spray mist. And each of these little 2-ounce bottles has 600 mists in it. All you need to do, I'm just gonna do a little squirt in the air here, you can see, but I generally rub it on my fingers and massage it inside his ears, or just let him sniff it. If Haiku's in the mood to wear a bandana, I'll put it on that, or spray it on his bed like I did here just before the broadcast started. But this was the start of a whole new venture for Vicki Ray. What Canine Calm is, and Vicki will probably be joining in at some point. If she, oh, I think she's already here with us. So if I'm not answering a question adequately, please type your question down and she'll be happy to answer it. And Vicki, feel free to elaborate on anything I'm saying. But other than the lavender and some other the essential oils that are in the Canine Calm is polysorbate 20. And that's a blend of like olive oil, sugar, and I believe grain alcohol, and it's determined to be very mild and soothing to the skin. It's not irritating, and also is, I'm trying to remember the other one, potassium sorbate, which helps with its shelf life so that this can, you know, be used for a long time to come. Potassium sorbate, I believe, comes from the mountain ash. It's a small tree, and it's it basically in the body, it breaks down into just water and carbon dioxide, so it's not harmful for any of us. So everything you're going to find out about, or that I'm sharing with you today about Earth Heart products, number one, they're made in the USA. They are formulated with 100% pure essential oils and other plant-based ingredients. They're packaged in BPA-free recyclable packaging. BPA is, I'm trying to remember, bisphenol. And what that is, it's an industrial chemical that's used to make plastics. Probably what everybody's most familiar with are the polycarbonate plastic bottles that like our water comes in. Sometimes they actually even use BPA to line cans that food is delivered in. And the FDA has deemed at low levels it's safe for all of us, but there has been some research that it can increase blood pressure in adults and cause brain and other developmental problems in children, toddlers, fetuses. So, you know, it's something we don't want a lot of, and Earth Heart is just all behind USA made, 100% ingredients, and BPA free recyclable containers. All of this stuff is safe to use at home, in animal shelters, at businesses, when you're traveling, and it's puppy friendly from about 10 weeks up. For large breeds or medium to large breeds, probably at 8 weeks old and on up, it's fine, but 10 weeks for our smaller breeds, and you just can use that 10 weeks across the board. It really can do a wonderful thing for our pets in so many ways, and I know all of these things are so very important to us. Now, some anthropologists actually mark the beginning of what we consider human culture as when people started performing rituals. And rituals, you know, very often, I mean, sometimes people may light candles these days, or you think of them burning aromatic roots in woods. Basically what ancient people did, or some human people do now, modern day man, let me put it that way, or woman, might do is, you know, burn some of these scents, and they think the smoke and the scent is carried to the gods or goddesses, and that in return, we will be looked upon favorably. We might receive a healing. We might, you know, get whatever answer to what other desire we have, or however you want to think of it. But what we do know now is that these aromatic fumigations of sorts actually can promote wellness. They have antiseptic properties, immune boosting properties, and they certainly calm. Anytime you hold any of Earth Heart products in your hands, I've got a little sun coming here, I want to make sure you can see the label. I just want you to realize that you are holding nature's pure essence, even though I almost dropped it here, but it didn't break. Pure essence of health promoting botanicals. You can wipe them, you can spray them, you can diffuse them, and coming soon you can actually massage them into paws, but you can also roll them. And I'm going to show you all the different methods of getting them onto your pet. But it's never anything harmful that you can't get on your hands. You know, with a lot of like flea and tick remedies, they'll tell you to put gloves on before you apply it to the back of your dog or cat's neck. Well, what's up with that? I mean, if it's not safe for us, why am I putting it on my pet? And this you can absolutely use on yourself, and I will tell you over the years I have, because a lot of you know who have gotten pet first aid kits from me, Earth Heart products are, you know, a main staple of my kits. So let's just talk in simplest terms. What is aromatherapy? Basically, it's healing with scent. Animals can smell, humans can smell, but you know, dogs in particular have like 100,000 times more receptor cells in their noses than we do, so smell can be very intense. And one of the amazing things I'm going to elaborate on more shortly is less is more with essential oils. You really need just a small drop. And a lot of you that have taken my first aid classes, you know that I always tell the story about how a dog can smell a spoonful of sugar in an Olympic-sized pool of water. So you know that it doesn't take very much for their, you know, really tuned in olfactory senses to be able to determine, or I should say to enjoy or benefit from these essential oils. They can inhale them, and things can also be applied topically so that it goes in at the cellular level right into the skin, and it restores or can enhance health. beauty and well-being. I do want to say, though, you know, if it's not a cure for a disease, and you should never, you know, see something wrong with your pet and just try to do something, you know, along these lines. Of course, you need to go hand in hand and get a medical diagnosis, but aromatherapy can most always be used in conjunction with Western medicine, and actually can speed it along and really help the benefits and help your pets feel better during that recovery time. Essential oils are the volatile oils. Sometimes they're called ethereal, but basically it's just the oil from the plant, from the flower, from the bark, from the resin, from the rind, from the leaf, whatever, you know, the various plants, different parts of the plant can be very beneficial. Vicki can weigh in on more on this because I don't know all the mechanics behind it, but steam distillation, cold expression, maybe that's something along the lines of, you know, when you get olive oil that's cold expressed. Carbon dioxide, solvent extractions, these processes are the ways they extract the oil from the various parts of the plant or the flower. It really doesn't take much. Basically, if you have 200 pounds of lavender tops, it comes down to only a pound of essential oil. So it's really, really super concentrated. And I'm somebody that always, especially in my cooking, if it requires a teaspoon of vanilla, I think a tablespoon is better. Well, don't go with that kind of method with essential oils. Really, less is more. Things are really concentrated, and you positively, absolutely must dilute them. So that's what I was talking about initially with diffusing into a room or a kennel situation, and you really only need like 3 to 5 drops for 1,000 square feet. If you're diffusing too, it's always a wonderful idea to give everybody walking on 2 legs or 4 legs a break from it. Diffuse for 15 to 30 minutes, and then at least that much time let pass without the diffuser going. Vicki, please go ahead and say if it should even be longer, maybe even a couple of hours to let it dissipate. You don't want to diffuse 24/7. And absolutely do not diffuse if you have birds in the house. It can be harmful to them. And cats are a real unique situation. They lack some of the liver enzymes that actually get rid of the phenols and other things in the plant product. And you'll find that aromatherapy, cats can be in the house if you do it for limited times, but make sure there's good ventilation and that there's a space for them to get away. Don't have them locked in the room. Let them leave if they're feeling like it's too much. Cats from, you know, certain things, an overexposure to some of these essential oils can cause neurological problems and kidney failure, because the kidneys, or excuse me, liver failure, because, you know, the liver is actually like the filter of the blood. Am I talking too much in your calm state? I see you've moved. The liver is the filter of the blood, and since the cats lack the enzymes to flush things out of the liver, it can be problematic. Yes, Vicki's weighing in here. At least equal time of fresh air exchange and length of diffusion. Sometimes 15 minutes once or twice a day is plenty. So that's so important to know, because some people get on the kick, and I'd actually love to get a diffuser, but you just put it on and then people think they let it run all day. 15 minutes once or twice a day is enough to get the calming benefits or the healing benefits or whatever it is you're going for. And I know a lot of people are exploring lately. I know there's a lot of companies out there that offer essential oils for humans. Some of them say it's safe for pets, but they're not as keyed in and knowledgeable about what is safe and what isn't safe for pets as EarthHeart. So I really would love for you guys to check out earthheartinc.com and learn more about this, because it can be a wonderful thing for dogs in particular. Since we were talking about cats, though, that they need to have good ventilation and be able to escape from it, I also just want to put out there for you that you just don't ever want to use tea tree or nutmeg around cats. That can be very harmful as well. What has been beneficial for cats is what are called hydrosols, and that's the leftover water after, or the reclaimed water after the distillation process of essential oils. It's like very, very, very dilute. And Vicki has, on special request, blended up some calming essentials or hydrosols for cats. Currently, that's not part of her regular products because I believe hydrosols are very fragile and they have to either be kept refrigerated or frozen. So, you know, I'm sure that's something she's working with, but it's much more difficult for our kitty friends. So most of what we're talking about today is absolutely canine safe, but you know, tread lightly if you have felines in the house as well, because we always have to remember canines, felines, and humans, we're not all the same creatures, and cats are not small dogs. So their bodies are quite different. Yes, Vicky's added here, many of the new diffusers have timers, 1, 2, and 3 hours with auto shut off. So even though you know, according to Vicky's previous note, 15 minutes once or twice a day, it looks like I am talking too much, goodness. Oh no, he's just going to change position. He wants the cooler floor, I guess. But you know, really less is more on this, so keep that in mind. Now also do not confuse essential oils with fragrance. Synthetic fragrance oils. They're not therapeutic. They can actually cause people even headaches and allergic reactions, so don't confuse the two. Dogs respond so well to, you know, smell and touch. So even when we massage this into, you know, like the ear flaps or on their paws, or if we, I'm going to tell you about another product Vicky's coming up with, it can be very beneficial to our pets, whether it's inhaled or topically applied. Now, I just want to make sure here I'm not missing any of my important points here. So what I want to do now is to show you some of the things that comes in. The Canine Calm comes in the mist. It also comes in this terrific roll-on. Boy, I'm right in the sun here. The sun moves since I set up the camera. But there you see it. And this is in a coconut oil. And you can smell it. It smells so good. You can, you know, rub it on yourself here and keep yourself a little calm. All of you that take Pet First Aid, you may not know this, but for years I have been spraying my mannequins with Canine Calm before class. And it isn't necessarily to keep you calm, because I know you're probably not really all that stressed because we are dealing with mannequins. It's not a real situation. But the reason I do it is it also helps with focus. So if some of you have been wondering why you're so tuned in and listening to every word I say when you are with me in person, that might be the reason why. But dogs, humans, and horses can use essential oils in similar ways, as our physiologies are all similar. Thank you, Vicki, for that. Yes, but the cats, you know, are another ball game, and so are the birds as well. So you now know you can diffuse it, 3 to 5 drops at most for 1,000 square feet. The sprays or the mists come in these 2-ounce bottles, which you get about 600 mists out of, and you only want to use one mist, maybe 2 at a time. We've got these wonderful roll-ons. Boy, that sun really just moved. Let me see if I move this a little bit, just so I want you to see these products good. Boy, oh boy. You can't depend on some things sometimes. There we go. There we go. Is that better? Canine Calm. And some of the products also come in these great wipes that you can just, you know, again, wipe on belly skin or ear flaps. So Vicky's really got these coming in all different ways, and I'm going to tell you about the different blends. But secret thing here I'm going to reveal is that she's also working on a paw balm. And what this has in it is, oh, let me look it up because now I've forgotten. Vicki, what is it? Because I know it has, it's kind of like the, not carrot oil, but I remember just a few weeks back I was making the dog biscuits in the kitchen, and I was talking to you about, you know, a lot of our anti-aging products have, I guess it's like carrot seed in them, because it really creates or regenerates skin growth. And this is just such a smooth balm. And, you know, it's great with winter skin or to rub it into cuticles on ourselves, but Haiku's really been enjoying it, although now he's in the corner, with me massaging it in his palms. Paws. That was a new word. Into his paws. No need to really add any of the essential oils to it. It's got the shea butter, the jojoba, beeswax, carrot seed oil, that was the one, and essential oils to be determined. So, you know, that's something in development right now, but I just wanted to share that with you because Haiku and I both have really been enjoying that, so I'm hoping Vicky's going to come up with a blend for that. But the spray mists have been around for quite a while now, and you guys have purchased them, many of you that have my pet first aid kits. And if you're all out, I hope you'll go to earthheart.com because I'm going to give you a code at the end of this broadcast so that you can get a great discount. You can also get these roll-ons which have coconut oil in them, and we've all heard about the amazing, oh, you do too, you and Toby, wonderful, Vicki. We've all heard about the amazing properties of coconut oil, you know, and a lot of people are just putting it on paws or, you know, on their noses, and it's, you know, safe if the pet's lick. So that's what the roll-ons have. And the roll-ons have the canine calm, the travel calm, the buzz guard, and the guardwell. All come in the roll-on as well as the mist. Right now, I believe it's just the canine calm that comes in the wipe, but that's so helpful, you know, just to have in your purse with you, even if you meet a stray dog, to be able to wipe it. But I've found the mist, you know, work remarkable for me as well. But the roll-ons were actually just revealed this week at Global Pet Expo in Orlando. So we're going to keep paws and fingers crossed and wish Vicki really well with those too, because I found them very beneficial. And actually, she gave me a sample to try about a month ago, and while Haiku, if some of you remember, was going through his sarcoma surgery, boy, I just got myself in a spot. It was perfect when I started this broadcast, and the sun has moved on me, so let me keep moving here a little bit. I want you to see this well. Guardwell. There we go. I was, you know, using this on his healing, and I wish he wasn't so dopey right now that you could really see his face, but you cannot even tell that he had this great big triangular chunk, you know, out of his head. He is just healed remarkably, and the skin is all growing back. So once again, I just want to remind you that this is never intended, aromatherapy in general, to prevent, cure a disease. You've got to work with your veterinarian, but this can do just such amazing things to really accentuate the wellness that you're getting with other medical treatments. Never put it in the face, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. I mean, I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but, you know, sometimes we just need to be reminded of these things. And I just want to go through and tell you that the canine calm is great for thunderstorms, fireworks, when you're taking your pet to the vet and they're stressed out. Sometimes even for grooming visits, animals are stressed out. Separation anxiety. But the first time you try any of these products, don't wait for like a bad situation to happen and then try the product. You want the dog to associate the product with something good. So it's really a good idea to initiate it, you know, at a calm moment, so that that association happens, as opposed to trying it for the first time when there's already chaos. But it's, you know, very beneficial. You can spray it on their beds, in crates, like I said, on a bandana. The lavender is what, you know, creates the most calming from that. And I've already told you guys about the fact that I've been putting it on my CPR mannequins for years. So there you go. It does kind of help with focus a bit. What did I want to do next? Buzz Guard helps keeps pets comfortable in all seasons. You know, those bugaboos are out there. And now that I'm in the southeast, that's where I am, right? Yes. When I first got here, I was a bug magnet. My husband didn't get a single bite, and I probably had, you know, 40 or 50 on each leg. So I'm certainly going to be trying that this spring. The bugs aren't out yet, but I'm going to be using it on me as well as Haiku, just to keep us both comfortable. BuzzGuard has citronella and neem, and it just, you know, can provide that outdoor comfort for our pets. Travel Calm, there we go, has ginger. So what it does is it can soothe reactions to noises, vibrations, like, you know, if pets are potentially car sick, and also just confinement, because a lot of times when we're traveling with our pets, even if they're in a car, they might be in a crate, or the car itself may feel like a confined area. Certainly, I wouldn't go without this if you were flying your pet, but I don't think you want to get me started, especially with all the recent news about pets going to the wrong places and terrible things happening on planes, that it certainly isn't a suggestion of mine to do so. If there's any way you can come up with another mode of transportation, please do. But the travel comm is awesome. Let's see. Vicki adds, her parents have used BuzzGuard for more than 10 years doing prairie restoration. So, you know, it's helpful for us humans too. But, you know, obviously our intent here is for the pet, but, you know, what helps Fido and helps dog mom or cat mom, or I should say dog mom or dog dad in this case, is really beneficial. And then last, but certainly not least, is Guardwell blend. And Guardwell is awesome, and that's one that is an absolute staple to my pet first aid kits. Guardwell has frankincense in it, and it can help with first aid and wellness needs. You can actually use it to soothe cuts and scrapes. If there's any kind of irritation, hot spots, if the dog has dry skin afterwards, sneezes, allergies, itching, yeasty kind of ears, it can help for all of these things. Now, once again, you know, if for some reason things aren't improving, you know, and it seemed minor at first, of course, always go to your veterinarian. This is not meant to cure a disease or to, you know, prevent diseases from happening, but it can do so much to enhance wellness and healing. And I just think it really should be a part of all of our pet parenting lives here, because it can do so much for our dogs. What you may hear that is deemed most safe, I was telling you about the hydrosols for cats, and that's something, if you guys have cats, please email Vicki or send her a note here on the video to get back with you about, you know, special blends. But what a lot of you may have heard about is Rescue Remedy, the Bach flowers. And the difference in that is that's not essential oils. It's kind of like making a very weak tea. And Vicki, if I'm, you know, have anything wrong here, please, you know, correct my information, because I am not the expert you are, but I am just such a fan of everything Vicki has made and shared with me over the years for the health and well-being of our dogs, that I just wanted to share it with everyone else today. So I hope you will take time to learn more about essential oils. You know, a lot of us, between medical bills and just things not always working, it's always good to have the alternatives or the things that enhance the Western medicine that we are, you know, getting and paying for our pets for. I'm just trying to see if there's anything here that I missed that I wanted to share with you. Again, you know, try it first on yourself and let your pet sniff you. Open up one of the roll-ons or spray a little bit on your hand and let your pet sniff that first. Never just go up to your pet and spray. Obviously never in the face, but not even on the ears or the back or the belly or the paw. Let them smell first and get acquainted with it before they're inundated. And just remember, all essential oils must be diluted. There's such a high concentration. Like I mentioned, 200 pounds of lavender tops make only 1 pound of the lavender essential oil. So it's important we dilute it in the air by diffusing, with the polysorbate and the potassium sorbate in the mists, with the coconut oil in the roll-ons. Gosh, actually, I didn't bother to check what is on the wipes. Let me look here really quick. Well, it's got the purified water, the glycerin, and it has the potassium sorbate, so that's what's used, and also helps preserve the shelf life. I hope I've been able to at least increase your interest about aromatherapy today. I hope I've made it to the point that you'll want to learn more. So please go to www.earthheartinc, I-N-C, not I-N-K, inc.com, and at checkout, put in the code PetSafety22. Between now and April 22nd, if you place an order, Vicki will give you 22% off your order. So that is just awesome possum in my words. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I will see you again on Monday. And, you know, please come back and take a look. Oh, good. Cheryl's saying, I love aromatherapy. Now my puppies can too. Absolutely. But I just strongly encourage everybody to check into Earth Heart and, you know, read any other types you decide to purchase, because they may not be as pet friendly as Earth Heart, and we just want to be very careful with that with our pets, but it can be a wonderful, wonderful thing. So thank you guys for tuning in. I love Earth Heart. I love Vicki Ray Thorne. I love all of you guys for watching me. And I love that my puppy is crashed out for the afternoon, so maybe now I'll get some work done. Thank you, Canine Calm. Have an awesome day, everybody. Bye-bye for now.